Hello, hello, it's Juliana Hever, the plant-based dietitian, and this is the What Would Juliana Do Q&A. Thank you so much for all of your amazing questions and inquiries and requests, and you gave me so much great feedback yesterday. I'm so excited to share again, and we have so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. So I think I'm going to start with some of my questions that you reached out on Instagram for right now, and I will revisit all the ones on Facebook and Twitter as well in coming up episodes. So I wanted to start first with Sharon. Sharon said, how do you come up with recipes? Would love to know what you eat in a day. In fact, several people ask me what I eat in a day, and I thought, oh, that's a really good one. I've loved watching those kind of videos, and I've always thought about doing one. I'm a real creature of habit, so I tend to eat the same things almost every day, which I'm happy to share, but I would love to at some point do a video and actually show you the food, because that's really, I love watching those videos. It always inspires me. But to be honest, like, I'm so cliche for a dietitian, really. I really love salads. I really am still obsessed with this cream of mushroom cauliflower rice recipe that I eat almost every single day. And I know I've promised a lot of you that recipe, and I have to write it up and share it. I promise I will. But I really do eat a lot of the same things, a lot of big salads, and always hot sauce, lots of nooch. Those are two of my favorite toppings on everything. And to answer your first question about how do you come up with recipes, well, necessity is the mother of invention. You know, when I have a deadline for a cookbook or a blog post or an interview or anything, that's when I'm like, oh, I got to come up with a recipe. And it's usually within my palate and usually based on stuff I tend to eat normally or things I've made before. And sometimes I'll modify stuff that I've had from before. But it's very stressful to have to come up with a whole bunch of recipes because I like what I like. But we did do that. That's what I'm really excited about with Healthspan Solution, especially because there's cuisines from all over the world and all sorts of different palates. So, you know, that was fun and challenging, and it took me past my comfort zone. But it's, you know, recipe development takes a lot of effort and a lot of eating, which is always fun. I have to admit, I like that part. Betty Ann says, I struggle with weight loss. What is the best way to lose weight with food? So this sounds so easy, but it's simple, but not necessarily easy. And it's really pretty obvious. You just have to eat less. And a whole food plant-based diet is optimal for weight loss and for weight loss maintenance, for sustainable weight loss, because it is naturally high in fiber. You have to eat more volume, so you have all that satiety and satiation. And, you know, it's a wonderful way, even in the research, to promote weight loss. That said, it is still very possible to gain weight or to not lose weight while eating a plant-based diet. So remember that losing weight and then sustaining a weight is a completely different world. And so it does take a little bit of effort and a little bit of, you know, reining it in, or pretty intensive reining it in to get the job done. So I suggest picking a certain amount of time, depending on how much you have to lose, focus on just that, and, you know, and just eat less and make sure the scale is moving. It sounds so simple, and that's what I do for accountability, if you need the accountability. But you could also be accountable to yourself. You could try an app to write stuff down, journaling, all that stuff really helps. It's just really important to just set a time aside and focus on it and just use the scale as an objective measure. And remember, there's always going to be things like fluid shifts and GI tract contents that, you know, if you're constipated or if it's the time of the month, that stuff does, you know, you'll see it on the scale. So basically, set aside a time, rein it in. You could pick any single recipe in Healthspan Solution and you could lose weight with it. So peruse through that book and Plant-Based Nutrition Idiot's Guides. All of the books have recipes that are really optimal for weight loss. It just, if you're not losing, just eat less. I know that sounds way easy, and I'm not trying to oversimplify it. It's just a matter of committing to it and making sure you're ready to do it, because it does take an effort. It's not easy, I have to say that. And to piggyback on that, David asked, I'd be interested in advice for more active people / athletes, especially ones who have a few extra pounds despite being active. I would like to make sure everyone remembers to decouple exercise and weight loss. While of course you can exercise and lose weight, it makes it more challenging because it drives hunger, and there's all these different kind of things metabolically speaking that makes it a little more challenging. It's always the food. We always say that it is always the food. So, you know, if you really want to lose weight, even if you're active, take a break from that activity, focus on your weight loss, and then go back to the activity. But they're two very different physiologies. And I'm not saying not to exercise, because anyone that knows me, I'm still a personal trainer officially. Not that I'm really doing that very much. But I love exercise for every reason: your bones, your muscles, your mental health. Oh my gosh, especially nowadays, we've all been stuck inside so much. Getting out and getting some fresh air, getting some movement even inside the house, some yoga, some stretching, some body weight lifting, just all that little stuff, so incredibly important for our minds and our flexibility and our agility and our balance and our strength. I mean, there's so many reasons I can go on and on. But for weight loss, it's not a friend. So I would say separate that and then get back to your athletics once you get to the weight that you want to get at, and then you could tone it up and build up that muscle again later. And lastly, I'm going to answer Molly's question, because she asked, are you still a personal dietitian? And yes, Molly, I am. I never stopped. I still see clients all over the world, online, phone, email. Reach out to me. You can learn all about my services at plantbaseddietitian.com, and you could reach out to me there via the contact right there on plantbaseddietitian.com. Or you could reach out here, DM me with any messages or questions. I'm going to continue to do these and answer your questions. So bring them on. I look forward to hearing from you. And remember that you are quite literally what you eat, and every bite matters. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.